Nicole Scott here from Mobile Geeks, and today we're going to be unboxing the new LG watch Urbane. So I've already cut open the sides, and let's just take a look. It's on there pretty tight. Alright, so here we have it in rose gold. So it comes with this genuine leather band, and it's got some stitching. We've also got the charging plate. So here we have a PSU to plug in a USB cable. Here's the micro USB cable. And then we have a quick start guide in English, Spanish, and French. Now taking a look at the watch itself, it comes with some plastic on the side to protect it from shipping. So we're just going to go ahead and take that off. So what we're looking at is actually the most expensive Android Wear smartwatch on the market, and to be honest with you, it is probably the best looking. So this comes in at $349, which is the same price as the entry-level Apple Watch. Under the hood we have a Snapdragon 400 processor at 1.2 GHz. Now this might seem overkill, but considering how hard the Moto 360 had to work to handle Android Wear, this now seems actually pretty reasonable. It comes with 4 GB of storage and 512 MB of RAM. And when you take a look at the overall design of the smartwatch, you can see that LG has gone with a screwless assembly. And on the back here we have the heart rate monitor, and there are the pins for charging. Now this display, it's 320 by 320, and it is a POLED display. Now what this means is that we're going to have deep inky blacks, bright vivid colors, great viewing angles. So you can see that on the side it doesn't wash out at all. Now the battery efficiency on this is going to be fantastic because of the OLED technology, because this means that it only needs to light the pixels that it's showing. So right now everything's quite black, and the only thing that's on is this white part. Now you must be wondering how this stacks up against the LG Watch R. Now this is definitely not looking to replace the Watch R, it's just looking to complement it. Now this is definitely a more unisex look. Right here we have this diving watch aesthetic, but there's a definite functionality change within the Urbane. You can see that they've flattened out and got rid of this kind of diving watch aesthetic, which means that when you're using the display, it's actually easier to touch because you don't have this raised edge going down onto it. It just kind of goes across a lot more seamlessly. Now the display on the Urbane is actually made of Gorilla Glass 3 instead of plastic on the LG Watch R. Now looking at the crown on this side, you can see that they've made it a little bit smaller, and they've given it a slightly different aesthetic. The Urbane also offers an upgraded strap. Now this one has a little bit of stitched leather onto it, although I do quite like the soft touch of the LG Watch R. So now they're both genuine leather, but the Urbane just seems a little bit more premium. So I'm going to carry on setting up the Urbane. So now this is the same dock that we had on the LG Watch R that is magnetic. So I've already downloaded Android Wear. And it's easy as that. So let's just take a closer look at Android Wear on the Urbane. If I swipe up, this is the last notification that I was looking at. If I swipe this way, that gets rid of it. If I pull it back and go the other direction, it gives me more details on it. And I can choose to go to the application. Now this is all pretty standard Android Wear. So if I pull down, these are my notifications, and that was the battery life. Now if I hold this down, this is the quick setting for the quick launch apps, that we can adjust the brightness in here. Now there is no ambient light sensor, so there's no way to put it on to auto. You can change the watch faces, font size, wrist gesture, so this you can tilt back and forward to change the notifications. Now, Wi-Fi settings, this is a new one. And this is actually one of the differences between the Urbane and the Watch R, is that you can update directly from Wi-Fi. You don't need to do it just over Bluetooth. Now, even when the LG Watch R gets their update, it's not going to include Wi-Fi. So always on screen saves on battery life, and it means that you're not going to be seeing a... Now, if you want to change the watch faces, you just hold down on the watch face and you can scroll through. Now, these look actually quite nice, and there's a few new ones. And there's a few gold settings actually that kind of go with this gold trim. Now let me just scroll through to find those. Actually, I think they're at the beginning. See, like this one here, kind of set to gold. This one here also kind of has that rose gold color to it. Now, if we want to head in to take a look at some of the apps, one of the new things that's available here is Android Call. So let's just hit Call. No recent calls. There's some of my favorites. And then we have this circular dialer where we can just type in the numbers. So this is actually new here on the Urbane. Something else that's new in Google, if we decide to take a note, we can draw an emoji. So here's a heart. Now we can also decide to do like a that was supposed to be a thumbs up, but I can see why I decided to think arrow. So now if we, let's say, did that. That was supposed to be a house. Oh yeah, there's a house. So now let's just say if we wanted to do smileys. Alright, so it's actually pretty accurate for letting you draw emojis. Alright, so I decided to pop it onto my wrist so you can get an idea of what it looks like on a lady's wrist. It just fits. It's a little bit big. Now, something else that I wanted to show you, show my heart rate. And one of the other features of the heart rate is the LG Pulse. So one of the new things about the LG Pulse is that there is no actual time limit on this, so it can actually take your heartbeat real time for your entire exercise. Before there was actually a limit on doing real time pulse taking. So did LG just launch the best looking Android Wear smartwatch out there? I think they're giving the Apple Watch a run for their money. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And if there's something specific that you want to see in the review, and if you have any questions, this will be your chance to make that happen. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, why don't you go ahead and do that? I'm Nicole Scott for Mobile Geeks.